Hey guys, this is a continuation of the study of actual proof, Herbie's solo on that classic recording. We've done 2 sections so far, now I'm going to go into the 3rd section. It's probably going to be a lot of sections to this solo, but it's worth being very specific about every part of it so you can understand how to navigate these changes yourself and understand how Herbie made it so effective when he did his solo. A disclaimer on that is the actual soloing is a largely intuitive process. It's important to understand these aspects of it, but then when you actually go to solo, you don't want to be thinking about it. You want to just be playing. The goal is that you understand these things deeply enough in your subconscious that when you play, they come out naturally, even without necessarily thinking, oh, that's an F-sharp Dorian scale that I'm playing over the E-flat in order to make it sound like a half-diminished scale. But you're just creating a melody and you know that this is the landscape that you're using, and therefore you can create a beautiful melody utilizing that landscape. We're going to go through it from the beginning, because every time we do this, I want to make sure that you have it from the beginning of the solo. So that's the beginning. I'm using Transcribe here with my Yamaha Reface CP. Alright, so here's the beginning of the solo. So let's see, where do we want to start there? That's definitely more than we want to bite off. Or that. We did that. Oops. Yeah, we'll start from there. So that's the next thing that he's doing, which the bass is the bass does a different thing every time here. Right now he's going C, B to D to E, back to B. He sometimes goes F sharp to B to D to E, back to B, but it's essentially navigating to the B from something that is near B, and it's, again, a largely intuitive process on both of their parts, especially with the way that they recorded this, because they were actually really trying to fuck with each other when they were doing this. But the way that he's navigating to the B is by is basically this melodic figure, and then going to B sus, which, if you want to think about it as a superimposed scale, it's the C sharp minor scale over B. So this, whatever nearby, you could call it a C major scale if you want. It probably isn't being thought of that way. You could call it an A minor scale, which is more likely, but it's probably, there's no probably direct thinking involved with these note choices until he got to the B sus. Still in B sus. Now this next part, well, let's explore it. Okay, that's a whole melodic figure right there. It's outlining something very specific. If you look at it isolated, it looks like a C minor, leading down to the 3 chromatically from the 5 with an octave jump. and then outlining the C minor scale, and then just a pentatonic riff at the end, right? The thing that makes it interesting is that it's all over a D in the bass, which makes it your Phrygian scale. It makes it a really interesting sounding scale to solo over, because you're actually playing the C minor scale, or Dorian, over D. Now see if you can spot that as I'm playing it. Isn't that interesting? If you do it over the D, well then when he goes to the actual chord is that because I've started the riff in F. So essentially at that point you're doing, he's still playing a C minor. That's the brilliant thing here, is he's staying on that one general tonal landscape while the bass is shifting under him. And then you hear him go to the next tonal landscape, which doesn't always directly align with the bass. But when I say directly align, it always actually aligns with the bass. It's just not the same exact thing that the bass is playing at that time. You might be shifting a little later or a little earlier to focus on the melodic content that he's creating. Okay? So that's basically all on, that section is all on C in C minor. Okay, so now in the next video I'm going to go ahead and talk about what he's doing in that next riff. And then onwards and upwards from there.